Hey guys, welcome to the weekly tarot forecast for the numinous week beginning August the 5th. I'm Lindsay Mack, and the card that I've pulled for us this week is the Tower Reversed from the Smith Rider Centennial deck. The Tower Reversed is coming up for us this week around the areas of insecurity. Around the areas of insecurity and staying small, very specifically. We're past the point. We're totally past the point of letting our insecurities stop us, letting our insecurities make us small. We're past the point of playing small and basically being able to get away with it. So the Tower's here to break up, shatter those old structures of patterning for self-protection, patterning to not seem like we don't fit in, all of that old stuff. The Tower's coming in to really annihilate so that we can get proof, really beautiful proof that we're worthy, that we don't need to play small, that we don't need to do anything out of insecurity or out of self-protection, that we can just be in the world. Why is this coming up? It's coming up because this new moon in Leo, which we just got out of, was very powerful. I think most of us will agree with that. And one of the reasons why it was so powerful is that it really presented for all of us this kind of internal fire and spark. There was so much power in that moon, a lot of introspection, and perhaps even for some of us some old things that came up that, you know, made us kind of feel like we were back in an old past issue. For some of us, worrying about the future was a big part of the Leo new moon. It's basically all this power that we're not sure what to do with. So the way to use that power really wisely is to be able to take Tower medicine to it. And what the Tower does is it's working to just weed out, work out anything that we have in our lives, any structure that we've built that in some way keeps the fullness of our soul and our spirit from being seen, from living, from walking on the path. Tower's going to destroy that. You know, and in some ways, for those of you who are afraid of the Tower, the true nature of the soul of a human being is wild. It wants to be free. And the way that souls feel free is different for everyone. But the way home is always our truth. So if in some way we're not living our truth because it's easier, because it looks better, because it's an easier, softer conversation for our friends, we don't have to get too far into it, fuck that. Really rely on the Tower to sweep all of that away, because the Tower is only scary to the ego. Because the ego is responsible for basically saying, hey, soul, you're a threat to us. You're a threat to the primal animal brain, to the part of us that wants us to feel really protected and really in safety. And that's not life, and it's certainly not growth or expansion. All the good stuff lies on the other side of that real strong discomfort. So the Tower is really, at its heart, just like a wrecking ball that provides all of this room for the soul to finally scatter its true seeds and grow all of these wildflowers on the grounds of the parts of our lives that were previously taken up by all of this unnecessary, untrue real estate for us. And a lot of the time, our really old insecurities and really old, I was going to say old truths, but old protective mechanisms can come up to take all of this space in our lives. We won't speak because we're too afraid of how we might look. We won't write because we're too afraid we won't be able to do it. We want this, we want that. Tower's going to take away all that. So the job when you're in the Tower is to just let it happen. The wrecking crew's coming in, so just let them do their work. Tower reversed is always softer. It never means, it's strong to say never. But in this case, it doesn't mean that you're denying it or that we're not going to be paying attention to it. Quite the contrary, actually. The reversal of Tower in this case is really about Just do your thing, live in your life, respond to the present moment stuff that's in front of you, and all of this good subterranean construction work is going to be going on in our psyches and our souls this week. When old stuff arises, old stuff that makes you feel immediately like, I want to be small, I want to hide away, I don't want to share, respond to it with truth. Come out, share, be true. Yeah, it's really, really important. We are in a time now, and for some of us, this is, I don't know, scary time. For some of us, it's an unknown time. We're really in a time now where we have to live our truth. And for some of us, our truth lies on the other side of something that might not seem connected directly. Like maybe we're dealing with stuff from old friends, from parents, from whatever. You know, I mentioned that earlier in the video, that old things might be coming up. It's, like a leak in the ceiling might mean that you have a plumbing problem in the whole house, or a leak might mean you have a problem with your whole roof. If you've got a problem with the plumbing in the roof, that's exactly what Tower takes care of without any help from you. It just comes in to repair. It's like getting a knock at the door. So you might be noticing these little leaks, and they're there to let you know, like, hey, it's not just a ceiling job, it's actually a roof job. And the universe has got you on that. But just know, it's not this situation, it's something bigger. All of that is kind of the little breadcrumbs that the soul leaves for us to come back to that place of wildness, that place of truth. It's esoteric languaging, but it's esoteric. The ego tells us ABC, right, wrong, good, bad, straight line. The truth is that we're in a spiral here. I mean, every plant, every animal, every season lives on that cycle. We are constantly in this. So if we can say yes to the medicine of Tower, which is really, again, a road home to the soul, we can really start to taste and experience some awe-inspiring changes in us. Stuff will be swept away so that there's room for the new. That is so in the collective right now. There's all this stuff that needs to be taken out. So to sum up, Tower's here. It's softer because it is reversed. The most important thing for us right now is to come in and let it do its work so that we can really be available, that we can really be awake and alive in our lives, and so that we have a lot of room for all the new stuff that wants to be planted in us. It's a really beautiful, fertile time. All we have to do is be available to it. So, be available to it. And the way you can do so is to take a look for those little leaks, because they're probably the road home for you and whatever the Tower is actually fixing. So have a really good week, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.